Welcome. You're listening to the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast, creatively engineered by Nicole, the inspiration specialist. I'm Wired to Inspire is a powerfully packed podcast filled with inspiration and encouragement to get you through your day. It's designed to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Now, stay tuned for your host, Nicole, the inspiration specialist, on today's episode of I'm Wired to Inspire.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. I have a very cool topic to discuss with you all. And the reason why I love this is because I was having a conversation with a friend and they said something to me that literally, it just gave me chills. I literally said, oh my God. Oh boy. I'm even excited to tell y'all about it. They were talking about how, I think it's Psalm 23 verse 5, I believe, about the table being set in the presence of your enemies. Now, I know many of you've heard that hundreds of times in your life already. Like, oh yeah, the table is set, and the enemies and da-da-da-da-da, everybody, they're going to be there and they coming and da-da-da-da-da. Well, this person said something that was like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. She said, you know what God showed me in 2019? I said, what's that, sis? She said, they already at the table. Listen. Listen. If you listen to this podcast today, especially prophetically, if this is your first time hearing this podcast, there's going to be some people who hear this and this will be the first one you hear. If this is you had to hear this today. I do not know who you are. I don't know. The Lord just interrupted me. I was about to go and finish that sentence. But if you are just hearing this podcast for the first time, this is divinely ordered. You are supposed to hear what I'm about to say. And of course, everybody else who's tuned in, you already know what time of day it is. If you hear, you already know why you hear. But for the person who happened upon this and you don't know who I am, you're like, man, let me see what this girl talking about. I got something for you. They already at the table, baby. Trust me. Let me tell you something. We always hearing about people saying, the table is set. We never hear about it being time to eat. We never hear about them sitting there and they already at the table and they literally watching what God is doing in your life to bless you and to pull you out of the muck and to pull you out of the drama and the mess and the things that may have befalled you in your past. Listen, they are already at the table. So for the person listening to me right now, and you have been worried about your enemies, in fact, you have found out people were enemies that you never thought were enemies. Listen, they already at the table. You don't need to talk about it with your friends no more. You need to keep praying about it. Here is your answer. They are already at the table. And even if you feel that you are at a disadvantage and you feel like, God, I know what you're saying, but I don't see them. Listen to me. You don't need to see them, sweetie. They need to see you. And the only way they're going to see you is if you are focused on where God is telling you to be. Because guess who sets the table? God sets the table. So if God is the one that sets the table and God is the one that orders your steps and he's telling you right now that they are already at the table, then that means you are doing something that he's telling you to do and he's putting you in the direction he needs you to be in. Because guess what? He set the table. He put the placemats. He put the place cards. He put the forks and the knives and the champagne glasses. He did that already. That's not your responsibility. Some of you are so inundated and worried about if the enemy is going to catch it or if they're going to get what they got coming to them, when you really need to be focusing on the fact that they already at the table. So you need to be at yours. You need to be doing what it is you need to be doing so that God can make sure as he has strategically placed them. Because y'all know when you go to a wedding, right? The little fancy ones, and they have to have table cards and seatings and settings. And they say, okay, well, they're sitting here, they're sitting there, and all of these different things, right? When that is set up, it's strategic because they want this one here. Sometimes they're not mixing company. They don't want this one over there because they know if this one is here, this will happen. But if this one is here, that'll happen. It's the same way with God. He set the table a certain way, a particular way, because he is trying to get something out there that has nothing to do with you. He is trying to make sure that whatever it is he knows that you don't know about gets to you. So I just want to encourage you today and remind you that they are already at the table. They're finally at the table. You are not in a season of the table just being set. They already at the table. And tomorrow, you join me. Because tomorrow is going to be called Time to Eat. Okay? So see, before the table was set, today they at the table. Tomorrow is going to be time to eat. So stay tuned. I'm wired to inspire. I hope you are too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Wired to Inspire podcast at I'mWiredToInspire.com. If you enjoyed the show, spread the word and be sure to hit the 5-star rating on iTunes. For more information on this podcast and inspirational products and services, log on to I'mWiredToInspire.com. And remember to live your authentic purpose. Thanks again and see you next time.